Hello. It's not working. Yes. Can anybody hear me? How about now? Anything? Yay. God, where is everybody? I sent it out to like half the UFO groups I'm on. Well, there's more paranormal people here than there are UFO people. I figured since Rusty wasn't airing today, I'd start something for myself because I really hate stepping on people's toes. Yes, you are. You guys are cool. Yay, Shippo, walking on the wild side. Yeah, Rusty probably is. That's fine. Like I said, I don't like stepping on people's toes when it comes to these live feeds, and I figured, well, everybody was free. Get the broomstick. Oh, come on, please. Show up, people. Oh, if anything, it's a good test run. You should see my penny collection. I have like about $500 in pennies. Well, if you want elevator music, go to BANDCAMP and type up Shadowstalker. What's on the discussion for today? UFOs. UFO sightings and experiences. Yeah, apparently stuff and things. Don't forget to share, guys. Stuff and things and junk. That's the way it usually goes. Do you like my M&M cup? Thank you, Kathleen. So here's some more of my curtains and windows. I've seen all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah, that's the problem with the UFOs. Some of them are either designed by us or back engineered by us. Hmm. Well, if anything else, it makes a good test run. First time out is always a pain in the ass. They have a satellite tracker on the net, Kathy. You can check that out. Go for it, Hidden. No, I'm invading his house. Who, me? Shito? Has my ex seen any UFOs? Probably. I don't really, I really don't want him involved in my life per se, so I let him do his thing and I do mine. Hmm. Um, One of my first experiences with UFOs that I can recall correctly was when I moved from Pennsylvania to Michigan. I was like 13 or 14. I had to go to the store for something, and I looked up, and there was this big, huge white dot in the sky. I kept on looking at it, and I noticed there was other little white dots flying around it, and then it went into the big dot. So I'm figuring it was, mothership and drones. That was my first official experience with UFOs that I can remember. Most of my other experiences were actually in Austin. That all started in like 2005. There was this one huge orange orb that was being chased by one of our jets. I had to listen to that roar and rumble from the jet for like 5 minutes. I have, my daughter and a friend that witnessed the noise, but they didn't see the jet or the huge orb. It practically stopped full stop in front of my house. kitty corner from where I was living. It was probably about 100 yards from where I was at. Probably. I can't judge distance too well. But it was close enough to know that you can actually see the windows in the plane. They both stopped, full stop, and they were like toe to toe, and they were just sitting there doing nothing. Next thing I know, there's a missile coming out of a plane there, and that stopped mid-flight and just fell to the ground. And then the orb just danced around and literally danced circles around it, and then it took off. Yeah, and I couldn't find it anywhere in MUFON. I mean, somebody had to have seen that besides me. But to this day, I can't find it in their archives, and I discovered recently that some millionaire bought it out and started, sequestering, hiding information in his own little personal vaults. Now I'm gonna check the forum, see if anybody else caught that. Everything slows down. Yeah, I don't have much for TV. I don't watch TV that much, so I try to catch it through Netflix or something. Project Free TV is pretty good, but it's also slow and annoying. What the hell? Why am I going fast? Is it trying to catch up? It looks funny as hell. Wow. I'm probably going to give this another half hour and then shut it down. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're not the only ones in this universe. That would make no sense. What's with the flashes? Anybody see flashes going on? Honest government. I don't think we necessarily failed, I hate, because I do believe that now there are Earth changes, and I really, there's a strong possibility that the aliens helped destroy the Earth a couple times, or at least wiped us from the face of it. But we always seem to come back, right? Yeah, that's what I've heard too, 5 or 6 times. Actually, more like 4 or 5 times. Yeah, it shows in the crust layer, yeah. Yeah, nuclear blast in the past. Sodom and Gomorrah is one of them. And there was definitely upheaval in the past. I mean, look at all the pyramids under the water. Because we can learn from our history, that's why. They want control, so what's the best way to do that? And that's to control the past. Just how I'm doing a live feed, she doesn't know. She doesn't have to know. Did you see my annoying nephew? Oh my God. I'll answer that. Oh, hey, Sarah. I'll answer that. I'll answer your question, Sarah, in a bit. I'll be right back. Oh my gosh, this is so late. The light is horrible. What have what has my experiences of UFOs and ETs been? Well, you'll have to be more specific than that. Most of my encounters were just spotting UFOs, and about half of them were less than 100 yards, and they were all different too. Now, my experiences with ET is different from experiencing UFOs. Yeah, it's hard to get a crowd during the day. It's also hard to figure out which day to do it too. But like I said, I didn't want to step on anybody's toes, and Rusty's usually the morning guy, so I figured, what the hell, why not? I love to do it at night when folks are home, but I have company at night most of the time. Close encounters, yep. My first close encounter that I remember was, I think it was my first official meditation trip. The very first thing that appeared to me was a gray. I still can't figure out why that would be because, I never really watched movies with aliens in it before that. If I did, it was something like the movie Aliens or something like that. Nothing with grays in it. The only other movie I saw with a gray in it was Close Encounters of the Third Kind. That's about it. And I always thought they were cute, so they didn't alarm me at all. Yes, I've been abducted. Hold on a sec. Okay, the first abduction that I can recall, I was in Springfield, Mass. I don't recall the date really. I think it was either 2003 or 2004. I woke up in the middle of the night, and well, I used to live in the living room. I do now, but I woke up in the middle of the night with a humming, singing type thing at the top of my head. It was a crystal, and I saw like a robe-like sleeve in my head of a person holding a crystal. I got out of bed, started walking around the house, and I could hear everything in town. I even heard the baby next door to me speaking English. And that baby was just maybe a month old, and the parents were Spanish speaking, so I don't think it would have been, learning English anytime too soon, let alone speaking an understood language. Um, that lasted for about 10 minutes. Then I went to go and take care of some business, and I came back out. Went back to go lay down, and all of a sudden there was a bright light at the back door where my kitchen was. And I took a quick glance, and there was two grays there, one tall and one short. And that's when I started wigging out. Nothing fazed me before that. It was nice and calm. But after that, um, I saw the grays and wigged out. And like 5, 10 minutes later, I just went back to sleep like it was nothing. So yeah, that pretty much affected me. I could never forget that. I still don't know if it was in the reverse or if that was, what's that called again? Screen memory. Lord knows what happened in between, before or after. I got no clue. Anybody else? No, they didn't really look scary because I couldn't really see their face. They were more like a silhouette. I don't really like potato salad. No, I don't like cooked potatoes. That's the thing. Maybe that's it. Yeah, but you know how some of these skeptics are. They'd probably turn around and say it was a bad piece of pizza. Maybe that's what something poop really needs. Of course, I've always been a believer. I mean, it's always been in my personal knowing that they've always been out there, and the paranormal is there. We're just not recognizing it because we're not on the same frequency. Yeah, for most people, it takes a certain experience to not be, you know. Oh God, I lost my track. A lot of people don't remember any abductions till they hit around 35 to 50. That's when most memories start to come back. Oh, well, that's good. Well, at least we know there's nothing paranormal going on with those white flashes. Oh, never heard about the interest in the whole family after something like that occurs to one person. I think it's the reverse. I think it's more like a trigger. Once the family member starts talking about it, all of a sudden, no, things are recognized. But that's just my personal opinion. I have no clue. That's quite possible. Them being in a fourth dimension, going back and forth. Problem is, it also depends on which aliens you're talking about. I mean, the Greys alone have over 150 different types, different species and races. Oh yeah, with WISHLIST. Oh, that could very well be. Nobody really knows. I mean, the pattern seems to have no pattern, except for maybe that, it starts from childhood. Or unless it's a my lab thing, then that's where the shit really starts to hit the fan. Well, I guess we can keep it going, but I don't know if I'm going to publish it because I'm the only one that anybody can hear. Fourth dimension, which they say is blueprint dimension for this one. I got no clue about that. The live stream did start. It's been going on for like an hour now. It's just that nobody wants to go in the chat. And I don't necessarily read books about UFOs. I have a few. One of them's by Nick Pope. And one of the other books I really need to read is about the Men in Black. I almost met Nick. What's his name? The writer there. Because he lives near Dallas. I've yet to read that book yet. Well, anybody can join. The link is down there. Well, it could have been a going supernova or something like that, or your little blinky star there. Yeah, they've been known to disguise themselves as stars. I have a video that of UFO that seems to be disguising itself as a star. I got all kinds of captures on it too. Okay, Kathy, thank you for stopping by. Can you see what? Have fun, Kathleen. I didn't know how to show pictures on the Google Hangout, but you could always backtrack my videos. I put the captures on a video not too long ago. I think it's called Odd Looking Star or something like that. Yeah, U.F.O as a star, yeah. I don't remember what I called it though. Hold on. I can send you the numbers to put in the YouTube channel and go straight to it. At least it should. Okay. YouTube doesn't really like me, so hold on, please. You're welcome. Oh. Oh my goodness. Hi. Ah, okay. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Black Knight satellite? I haven't done enough research on that. Could be something left over from Atlantis. Who knows? Because it's about that old, they claim. About 13,000 years old. Night, Chico. Have fun. Sweet dreams. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do more of these. Try. Maybe people gotta get used to the fact that I'm doing these things now. Yeah, posting the numbers in the chat is a backdoor way of giving a link without giving a link because they don't like it when people give links. The only links that are possible in these chats are, your YouTube names. You can click on those. Mhm. Flipping music, I did that myself. All the music on my videos are mine. I don't like getting copyright laws, so I do my own music. The show is mine. It used to be called Project Shadowstalker TV. Oh, you mean, okay, I get what you're saying. Back then, I didn't have what's called a Dazzle because I have a handy camcorder. So I had to go through a back door and I wound up recording it twice. Thank you. Yeah, the Project Shadowstalker TV is a old logo. Then I made a T-shirt that you guys see now, and that's my new logo. I had to switch everything up. It took me a week to get everything switched over. I think do I think ET communication can be brought through ghost boxes? Yeah. I don't see why not. It's still a frequency. And I think some of them probably are ETs or interdimensionals. That's why I keep wondering why people think that the entities are talking to. What I can't figure out why they think they're all dead. Not all of them are dead. Some of them are just on different frequencies, and we can pick them up through either our ears because we're on the same frequency, or through a box. Yeah, it's quite possible that you're picking up ETs. It's just a matter of frequency. We don't know what kind of real communication they use. That's why I mix the paranormal with my ET work, because to me it's all connected. It's just a matter of you know everything being multidimensional, everything living on frequency and living through frequency. It can be done. Yeah, you can get into frequency. You just have to be open to it, or they get into your frequency. That's how some people, see these apparitions or aliens. They either, attune themselves to you, or you can attune them yourself to them. You could also do it through meditation. And like I said earlier, my first official meditative trip, the very first thing I saw was a gray. One of the other ways you can meditative trips is one of them. You could also meditate with crystals on your third eye. You can, I just recently ordered a crystal pyramid that I'm going to use in my third eye, because I hear you get a lot of cool um, meditation trips out of that. You could also just start wearing a crystal. Because, I got one here that I'm always wearing. And some people just naturally attune like I am, because I've been experiencing this stuff my whole entire life. So it's nothing new to me. The reason why I started doing videos is to help people understand that just because it's different or if it feels off or weird doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. Because some people aren't used to certain frequencies and been told, oh my god, if it feels weird or feels bad, that it is bad. That's not always true because of the way we've been programmed to believe. Anything outside the box is considered evil, bad, or just plain, not the right thing to deal with. You felt your third eye being activated during a hypnosis session. That's cool. Maybe you'd be that. I don't know. What did you start experiencing after that? Now you can join in the chat. Nobody has to see your voice, a face. You can just undo the camera. Yeah, you can turn off the camera. If you have a mic, that'd be great. Because all it will show is your um, a photo of you if you have one, or just your name. Waking visions or dream visions? Because I get both sometimes in the future. Yeah, I used to get those about the future too. Two of them came to pass. They were about my children. Okay, cool, thanks. It's a lot easier than typing everything up. Okay. That's cool. Mine took years to come to pass. I get a lot of deja vu. A whole lot of deja vu. Wow. Hayden, you never had any psychic experiences? Is that what you're trying to say? Don't you have any instincts? That's a part of our psychic gifts. Most people don't realize it. One of the few left that most people listen to. Okay, Sarah. Did you leave hidden? Hey, there she is.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yay. Okie doke. No problem. So, Hidden, are you at home or are you at work? Because my brother used to work at home fixing computers.
Okay, it should be working now.
I can hear nobody. I wonder why I can't hear you.
Is it working?
Ah, well, this sucks. Guess I'm gonna have to learn a bit more. I want to hear. Oh, okay.
Hidden, can you hear me?
No, she's not on mute. Are you using a webcam with a mic on it? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, if Hidden can hear me, I'm not sure what the problem is. Not
It
very
shows you no
technical.
sound, but I can't seem to. Okay. Looks like a gear on top. Oh, okay. Default.
You're not on cam today, Hidden?
Oh, this is annoying. I don't know why I can't hear her. Trying to.
Plug in this time.
Well, they can hear me, but I can't hear the person who just came in the chat.
I mean, you can phone this microphone.
No, because there was sound coming through earlier, but I couldn't hear any voice. Well, there goes that idea.
Why does that say live when it's like not what you're doing right now?
Because it has a 30-second delay. See, I can do this. Now watch.
So if I walk by right now in about a minute, you'll see me walking by.
Mm-hmm. That's all for me.
Hello?
Yeah, they left. That's okay.
Did it go on anywhere?
Yep.
Oh.
It's nobody's fault. She's probably having troubles with her laptop or something.
Maybe. And you could do for like when you're like if you have a channel, you could do like Diablo gameplays.
That's quite alright. Well, these people showed up.
How many people showed up? 30 people watching.
Those are the ones watching now. I had like 6 earlier altogether.
On general, how about this? Because you get everything off your subscribers and your views in the minutes viewed, right? I'm
Yeah.
gonna go to the library and hop on and watch your show. Like have that playing in the background. So you get more,
Okay.
minutes to play.
No, she says it's locking up her PC. And she'll try again in a bit. Yeah, I'm surprised I have anything working because the webcam I have also does audio, but I'm also using a headphone set, so I don't know which one is actually doing, the audio work.
Oh, it's lively too.
Yeah, it's a 30-second delay.
But when you actually play it, like when it's over, it will be not so laggy.
It has to wait for everything to go through. See? Yeah, it'll come up in like about 30 seconds to a minute.
Oh, so.
It's about 2 minutes after you did all that stuff over there. Then you showed up. That's my nephew yapping away.
Hello. Squadron. When me and Alex become, big hit game designers and stuff, I'll lend you somebody to kick your, your business into action some more.
Whatever works for you. Comes to pass more power to you, really.
Well, I can't say kickstart because, it's already been started.
Kickstart sucks.
Yeah, right?
You have to be already well known to get any money off of Kickstarter.
Right. So good.
ain't nothing going on right now. He'll just have his voice on the line that everybody can hear how much of an annoyance he is.
See, now that I'm in it, you have to send a link to my channel.
Okay, okay. Question, how do crystals affect us? I don't know, it depends on the person. Some people, for some people, you know, it's a healing thing. It's also a transmitter. So it depends on how you use it. It also collects information.
Be used for meditation.
Yeah, it can be used for meditation, which means it's a transmitter and receiver.
Well, hello there. Can you hear me, Shadow? Shadow.
You're gonna watch my show, huh?
Yep.
Okay, fine. It's Project Shadowstalker. Just type that up.
Yeah, I think I subscribed.
I think he did too. So now my nephew is going to go to the library and bug me on there. Oh, crap. Hold on a second. Say something. Oh, okay. Yeah. Was that you?
Okay, if Hidden can hear me, I'm not sure what the problem is. Not very technical.
But I can't seem to. I don't know. I can hear you guys. Can you hear me now? Okay. I'm in the control room. Second here. Oh, okay. Control. Can anybody still hear me? Hello?
You're not on cam today, Hidden?
Oh, this is annoying. Yeah. Can anybody hear me? No, I can't hear. Why? Okay, hold on. Let me try something. How about now?
Well, I can hear you either way. It's can you hear me?
Yeah. What is that? Hold on a second. Me, but I can't hear the person who just came into the chat. How about now? Yeah, I'm so totally new to this. It's not even funny. I can do this. Now what? Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
This is annoying. Trying to get people in.
I'm gonna get off the camera because I've seen that happen.
They already saw your fat butt.
Oh dear, with my Reaper shirt on, Lois.
Oh my god. Can anybody hear me at all?
Yes, we can hear you.
Huh?
We can hear you, no problem.
Oh, okay. That's good. Oh, bloody time. Yeah, that's okay. Yep. It's nobody's fault. She's probably having trouble this week. Oh, there's a major delay in here. I'm there. I don't like this. I wanted this confusion in the chat. That's okay. Hey, Charles.
You figured it out yet?
I don't know. Can you still hear me?
Oh, I can hear you just fine. That means you can hear me now, which I think
Yeah.
your problems are solved.
I hope so. But I don't have my headphones on. And it's looking through the camera.
Yeah, there's a nice bit of infection.
Can you still hear me?
Oh, we can hear you fine.
Okay.
So I think it's safe for Rose to come back in and say what she was going to say there.
Okay, go for it. Thank you, Hayden.
No problem. Or not Rose,
Yeah,
sorry.
pleased to know
Sarah. I said, Rose, I'm thinking of her picture. Rose.
It pays to have a computer geek in the fold here.
Well, come on in, Sarah, and say what you were trying to tell us before there. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the Hangouts are a learning experience. They are.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't do Skype. It's annoying because then 5 billion other people want to chat with me. And some of them can get quite annoying after a while. Yeah, just text. Okay, Hayden, you don't have to stick around if you don't want to.
Said I'm here. I'm working on some other stuff too at the same time. So.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you guys doing?
Beautiful. Well, there you go. You're on a roll there, Shadow.
All right. Thank you very much.
There you go.
Good to see everyone, finally.
Yeah. I really don't like to show my face that much because I have a bad tooth.
Okay, it's who you are.
No, it's just an expression.
Um, where are you at?
I'm in Middletown, Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Sweet.
Oh, the other thing before I go back in the chat, which will help you guys out quite a bit and for future reference for you, is whenever you get someone into the Hangout here, you always get them to mute the chat room, or else you're going to have bad feedback. After all, it is 30 seconds.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah. I completely forgot about that, so I had to mute.
Yeah, I know you get bad feedback if you don't. So, anywho, I'll let you two talk. I'll be on the other side.
Have fun, Hidden.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you,
no problem.
Hidden.
Hack some computers.
Okay, so where were we? We were talking about Chris, I think?
I think the last thing we were talking about was, or maybe it was you, crystals.
Yeah. So you say they're a conductor of information?
Yeah, they can store information and they can send out information. It all has to do with frequency.
So is it like we need to activate them, or are they naturally like that?
They're naturally like that. Sometimes we can actually tune them to us, or we can attune them to do certain things. Most crystals are healing crystals. So they're actually emitting information.
Well, I have yet to experience anything like that, but it's very interesting.
Well,
Sorry, go ahead.
I usually use them for meditation. I usually put them on my third eye or on my heart.
That's interesting. Do you feel them, or how do you know they're in tune to you and vice versa?
I can feel them sometimes. It depends on what I'm feeling or doing beforehand. But if they're on your forehead or your heart, most of the time you feel a vibration coming from it. At least that's what it does for me. I think everybody has a different experience. It's all interpretive.
Yeah, I haven't experienced anything with crystals yet, but perhaps I'm not as open to that frequency like you said. The only thing I've experienced is the third eye.
Well, I would suggest going to like an alternative shop, like a Wiccan shop or a stone shop, and most of those shops have baskets of crystals and stuff, or stuff laid out on a shelf or something like that. Put your hand over crystals or stone, and whatever helps you vibrate. And sometimes your hand will get, vibrate or feel cool or warm, or you can feel a certain emotion off it. Usually, if it feels like it's attracted to you or you're attracted to it, that's the type that you're supposed to be using. So that helps a lot. You can't just necessarily, like if somebody just gave you crystal, you have to take time to refine it and retune it to you. And depending on how open you are, depends on how long that would take. You also have to cleanse them before you start using them.
Cleanse them like rub a piece of cloth over them or something else?
Most people and myself stick the crystal in a bowl. It doesn't matter if it's plastic or glass or whatever. You try to stick some form of salt, sea salt, regular salt, Himalayan salt, whatever. It has to be salt in it. It has to be nice warm water, not hot, not cold, and just let it run for a half hour. And then when you're done with that, stick it on your window ledge and let it get charged with the sun.
Wow, okay. Very interesting.
That's what I normally do. There are other ways. I mean, you can go on YouTube and find out how other people do it. It's all interpretive. It's there's no real wrong way you can do it. To be honest, just stick to the basics and you're just fine.
Well, thank you for telling me that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any questions for me?
Let me look back on your. Well, I think you're the one that said that you had visions. Your third eye was open, right?
Yeah, I did. It's very intriguing because in my mind, situation like it would be like a TV screen, watching a TV screen in my head, and
Mm-hmm.
the momentary flashes of certain situations in my mind, and then a while later they would occur.
Nice.
That type of thing.
Are they usually negative or positive or a mixture of both?
They're neutral. It's just picking up on what's gonna happen soon, and then it happens, right?
Well, that's cool. It's
So
better than having all negative, which most people have.
but you know what? That's the downside to all of this. When I'm in tune like that, I start picking up on things that start happening, right? But then I feel if I dwell on it too much, I start getting nightmares, and then I'm always worrying, like, are these nightmares going to come true? But then it's also my mind struggling with the ability to
Yeah.
handle so much information, right? That's why the nightmares manifest. Then you're always worried, like, is something bad going to happen? And you don't know for sure.
That's where you try to learn to balance things out, do more meditation, do more research. I mean, what may I ask what you needed to go under hypnosis for?
Oh, I'm just interested in it. I like the relaxation that brings on the experience.
The hypnosis?
Yeah, I
Oh, okay.
feel yeah, it really relaxes a person. That's all.
Oh, so there was no particular thing you were
No,
searching for in your past
no,
or nothing?
nope, not at all.
No. Because some people usually do that just to see if they've been abducted or something, if they were molested or whatever in the past, early on in life. Or they're trying to recall an accident that they were in that they needed information for. So you just went in for the experience then.
Yes, that's right.
That's cool too.
I'm extremely susceptible to it, and it just helps me feel more centered. It's like very deep meditation to the extreme.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
yeah, that's basically what it is. Hypnosis is basically a controlled form of meditation, so you can actually look inward. That's a good way to see it.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've ever met anybody that did it for the experience. That shows you're not afraid too much.
No, I'm not afraid.
That's good.
I was trying to add you to my circles, but I can't figure out how to do it.
Oh, just go to my main page for YouTube and hit the Google button.
Okay. Let's see here. Actually, I'll do it later. I don't want to ruin the video call. It might not be elsewhere.
Well, if you're already hooked up to me on my YouTube channel, then that should help. There aren't too many Shadowstalkers out there.
Okay. Let's see here. You know what? I should do it later. I have a bad feeling that I'm going to navigate somewhere else into cyberspace.
Right? That's cool. It's all good. I don't expect you to, do any of that.
So let me see here. Are you a Gemini or a Pisces?
Aquarius, and I was born 3 weeks early.
Oh. That's why you're in tune.
Yeah, my dad's pretty much in tune too, but things happened when I was like 8 years old, and now he's not into any of that kind of stuff.
Can you see auras?
Sometimes, mainly with the trees. I don't actually practice. If it happens, it happens. I don't like to force my gifts.
Okay. It's understandable.
Yeah, I am empathic though.
You are
That's
what?
one gift. Empathic, I can feel other people's emotions,
Oh, okay.
which can be quite detrimental at times.
Yeah. I know how that is.
Mm.
Because their emotions are 1,000 times more magnified than yourself, right?
That's what it feels like. Because, most negative emotions can, come on real strong and it's just projected outward. And people like us just like sap it up like a sponge.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, that's why I like, you know, try to keep to myself. Because most people seem to be angry these days. So you didn't have any gifts when you were a kid or anything like that?
You know what? I've always from a young age been able to tell the future. And long story short, actually I don't know how I'm going to make it shorter for you, but ever since I was a young girl, I was able to tell what's going to happen in the near future. And it was like before I immigrated to Canada, all this was happening in a third world country, and everyone naturally thought I practiced witchcraft and voodoo, so it was frowned upon.
Yeah,
So,
heaven forbid.
yeah,
Heaven
so
forbid someone should be gifted, right?
they always, when you're in India or Pakistan like I was, they always think you're conjuring up entities to gather that information or practicing black magic. So
Right. So
I kind of shut it off and I turn it off, and then it pops back up every now and then in my
that's because
attitude.
you have to keep it.
Yeah.
It must have been a rough ride for you to go through.
Well, yes, but sometimes I enjoyed spooking people if I was angry with them. Yeah.
I don't normally tell people my foreseeings, as it were. There's only been 2 premonitions that actually came to pass, and that had to do with my children. I think that's only because it did have to do with my children. Other than that, when I was a kid, I used to get dreams about martial law and stuff, and that used to scare me.
Did you say martial law?
Martial law, yeah.
Oh. Well, I think that happened quite recently, didn't it?
Yeah, it's been happening a lot lately. It got to a point back in 2006 where I just, got, really frustrated with my dreams about that. So I asked my guides to, show me, is this just a dream, or are things like this really happening? Because, a lot of it's symbolic, and a lot of it is carried over from other, shall we say, dimensions. So I wanted to make sure if it was, from there or here. And my guides took me in my dream, literally spelled it out to me, Alex Jones and Project Camelot. And that's where I got most of my confirmation from.
Okay.
I don't listen to Alex Jones anymore. He's just too angry. I'm trying to get rid of the negativity in my life.
He's very sarcastic, isn't he?
Well, he can be sarcastic, but I think I really do believe it has to do with his frustrations, because a bunch of the earlier stuff that I caught on to, he wasn't as angry as he is now. He's been doing it for like 20, 30 years now, maybe 25, something like that. And after a while, people tend to get frustrated and pissy after a while. So I really don't blame his frustration and anger for people not listening or reacting in a way that things would change.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we all know the vote doesn't work, so there's no point in doing that. That's why I just keep my videos to a neutral, because, if it's meant to be seen, it'll be seen by somebody that's meant to see it. And they'll make their changes within, which is where it's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So do you get into UFOs and stuff?
I do research them, but the only thing I've ever seen was what I outlined a moment ago on chat, that exploding star. And then a few days after that, I read online by an abductee, like a story by an abductee who said that's what they look like when they're trying to disguise themselves as stars and they don't want to be seen. UFOs,
Yeah.
that is.
Could be a mothership trying to disguise itself, yeah.
That's exactly what he said.
I mean, at that distance, it would have to be.
Yeah. I've tried to remote view and make contact, but I don't think it really worked. I just saw the skies change color and I saw the ray go down from the sun during sunset. So I think when I tried to make contact via remote viewing, I just went into a meditative state and noticed how the skies were changing color, and it was something nobody usually notices.
Yeah.
Tough to explain. I just became more aware of what was going on than anything. I didn't I didn't receive any messages from quote unquote them.
Was that the first time you tried the remote view?
I've tried remote viewing before on several occasions, but this time I actually went outside to a park I live close to, and I sketched out images of the Earth and whatnot, and I drew an arrow pointing to the Earth itself, and I tried to project that image mentally out there, and it was hard to do. I'm not a visual person. So that's what I tried to do, and I tried to conduct remote viewing that way, and that was my first real attempt at contact. But I don't know if it happened or if anyone was listening.
Because most people who remote view basically stumble upon it by accident. It just pops up out of nowhere. One of those quaint little things that just happens. Because that's what happened with me.
Okay. No, remote viewing was something I actually read up on before trying, and I found it to be really draining when I really got it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like meditation. Some people have to try to force themselves to do it. It just doesn't always work.
But you know what? When it started working, I became drained. It was like I was using my whole brain or something.
Yeah, that happens to a lot of people. It does take you probably need to meditate before you do that and balance yourself.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't do that.
There's always a new way to get something done.
But the way I did it was I started practicing by what I did was I meditated on hidden pictures that I couldn't see, and I tried to visualize what the images were, and 2 out of 5 times I got them correct. You know, pictures that are turned away from me and I can't see, and I tried to look at them with my mind. That's how I started.
Yeah. An easier way to do that is to if you really want to continue on that, is I suggest you grab a deck of playing cards, mix them all up. Then you have a pile for correct and incorrect. Just focus on the colors.
Oh, the colors.
Yeah, well, it's a regular playing deck, and you have your black and red.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to get yourself back in tune, then you only have 2 choices to work with.
Yeah.
Instead of a myriad of them, And you have your correct pile and incorrect, and you do the numbers that way.
Oh, okay. I'll try that.
It's just easier to start off with that. And then you could, once you figure that out, if you want to continue on, they have the 5-symbol psychic cards that they usually use for scientific research. You can get those on Amazon, and you can focus on the symbols.
Oh yeah, that's a very neat idea. You mentioned colors. I have a very hard time visualizing color. Are you okay?
God, I hate that. I guess they didn't want me to speak.
Oh, that came on all of a sudden.
Yeah, my sinuses are draining. Okay, start that whole thing all over again. Sorry.
All right. Would you like a glass of water or?
All right.
Oh, hey, nice cup.
Okay, you can tell me that whole trip again.
I was saying I have a hard time picking up colors in my head, but try. It's more like I see shades of gray and black and white.
Well, then you could probably make up your own deck of cards that
Yeah,
do just symbols.
right.
I mean, anything, everything has a back door to it. All you have to do is, use your imagination. Because I used to make my own Ouija boards.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, anything, so long as you can use your imagination and put some positivity in, you can get just about anything done. And if you have to with your remote viewing, use a crystal.
Yeah. Can you see
Or
spirits?
sometimes, yeah. There's quite a few of them around here. A lot of people died in this building.
Is
I
there
used
any?
to, when I was there, you faded out. What?
Is there anything around you right now?
No, they just come and go.
Okay.
And sometimes I can pick up either, female energies or male energies. They're mostly male energies around here.
I see.
But that in itself could, they could either be people that passed on, that died in this building, or it could be, another dimension altogether in light of, string theory and multiple universes. That could be, somebody else's world intruding upon mine, vice versa.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't feel anything bad coming off these people. Sometimes I do feel like I'm being watched. Some of them can get quite close that I could actually feel them.
Wow. Are you able to tell when a person has an attachment, like a spirit attached to them?
Yes, but it also depends on how intense that attachment is. I mean, if it's a real controlling, really negative, harmful one, that I can pick up on.
Okay.
You can still get attachments that are loving and just don't want to leave.
Yeah. How do you pick up on that? Like, what is it like when you perceive that? How do you know that's what it is?
It depends on the attachment itself. Most of the time, it just feels like I'm being crushed or pushed over because that being doesn't want me around,
Uh-huh.
or it's just that the strength it has that just emanates its negativity and stuff like that there. Because there's one person in my life that has that issue, and I keep telling him, "Don't come in my house unless you, get rid of whatever attachments you have."
Uh-huh.
A fair amount of times, there's no attachments, but he's also on medication, really heavy duty medications, and they like to attach to people who are on really, really heavy meds.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Well, that's like if you drink too much. I mean, your Your safeties are down when you do that. And just like with most meds that are out these days, they can actually impede your gifts or help bring them on, depending on who you are. Depending on the chemistry set within you, depends on what the pills would do to you.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, because when back in 2009, I was suffering from serious depression. All I got, my empathic gifts were like supersized. And I could pick up every little lie, every little con game before they even spoke. And that can get quite painful. And it got to a point where, I wanted to do something stupid if you get my meaning. So I went to get, diagnosed and on some meds for a little bit. And when I started taking those meds, one of them was Cymbalta. I was completely shut down psychically the whole
Yeah.
time.
That's what I was just thinking. These medications, they just numb your mind.
Hmm. But they gave me a nice 6 month reprieve. I was able to reboot after that.
Oh, that's good.
Say that again?
You know what I think it is? I think it's because we're human, we are emotional beings, and all these energies around us, they're indifferent in comparison. We are the only ones who are emotional about what's going on. I think that's the root of the problem. We are emotional beings.
Well, emotions are frequencies, so, and we're all made out of frequencies. So if one impedes on the other, it's definitely going to pick it up if you're in tune with that other person.
Yeah.
So yeah, it depends on how good you are at it. Even if you don't think you are, I mean, well, the smallest one that everybody has are instincts. Not really smallest, but one of the very few natural gifts we have left. And most people don't even see that as a gift. Some people don't even have instincts anymore.
Mm. I think it's something that should be kept alive and active at all
Hmm.
times. It's really a defense mechanism against dangerous things in life.
That and the positive. It lets you know if you should move forward
Yeah.
with a plan and stuff. I mean, if your instincts say go for it, then go for it. But we also have to understand that there's a lot of programming that happens when we're younger, and some people haven't quite figured that out. So, this dude over here, he's a druggie and he's doing bad things to the girls, but for some strange reason, this girl is attracted to him and she wants to be with him because it feels good, it feels right. It's like no. Because they got this programming going with still with females. Oh well, if he can provide, then he's worth it. But that don't mean he's a good person, does it?
Yeah.
Anybody left in chat?
Is anyone still around other than the two of us?
Nobody said goodbye.
Oh,
And I'm assuming Hidden is still there. I don't know where Charles went.
okay.
Unless they're just kicking back. Wow.
Well, I work at a facility that's supposedly haunted, and I get strange things going on there every now and then. I document all the happenings right here on Google Plus, so if I'm successful in adding to my circles, you can read up on everything that's been happening.
Oh, cool. Well, I'll have to subscribe to you there. And then I'll go from there. Well, most of my stuff is either on YouTube or on my website,
Oh, okay.
and that all those links are in the about section.
You're on a higher frequency than me, obviously. You're dealing with aliens and all that. I'm just dealing with possible hauntings right now.
Oh, I've been through the hauntings too. Like I said, I pick up people here in this building, and this place is haunted, but not in a bad way. Yeah, well, it's all natural. This is the way I was brought into the world, so it's nothing new to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to say no, it doesn't exist when it happens to you your whole entire life.
Yeah, you're very open that way, and the rest of us are shut down to it because we've been taught it's not real.
Yeah. Well, I was blessed to be born into a family that was already gifted and already taught open-mindedness and spirituality and stuff. So I was lucky on that note. They say you pick your parents and you have soul contracts with whomever you have the contract with. So far I've been lucky.
Oh, okay. Is that a cup of coffee you're drinking?
Yep.
What kind? I love coffee.
Oh, just regular coffee with some, oh God, I forgot what I put in it. Some kind of creamer. I don't usually use sugar because it kind of screws up. I have arthritis, so the less sugar you have, the less painful it is.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Actually, yeah, that's right. Because when I first started getting the arthritis pains, my mom said, ease up on the sugar.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started doing that, things started going away. It's gotten to a point where if I do use sugar, I only use 1 teaspoon. And with my iced tea, I don't use any sugar at all. Hey,
Oh,
hidden.
okay.
So yeah, I try to eat healthy, which is also a good balance for your spirit.
I use artificial sweeteners myself, which I know isn't a good thing, but I also stay away from sugar.
Well, shoot, most of the doctors will tell diabetics not to touch those artificial sweeteners. If you can, and if you're patient enough with yourself, you can like wean yourself off it, because that's what I did. You can wean yourself off both, actually.
Okay, I'll definitely give it a try, because now I find I'm addicted to the sweeteners.
Oh God, never heard of that one before.
It's the sweet, because it's even sweeter than regular sugar. You start craving that. It's sweeter than regular sugar, right?
I don't know. I've always tasted the aspartame in it. I've always tasted the chemicals in it. Because when I was being raised, we had more organic stuff. I don't know how old you are, but I'm almost 50, and most of the stuff we got when I was growing up was organic. So as the years went by, when I got older, I started tasting chemicals and everything. So I try to stay organic. The more organic you are, the more balanced, your body can become, and so your spirit follows, and they can start connecting once again. And then your gifts will start being more attuned to everything around you. You know, stuff like that there.
Well, I'm gonna start trying to wean myself off it right now, actually. What's that?
Well, if you're craving for something sweet, start investing in fruit. Get into the natural sugars. If you're craving anything, that's probably what it is.
Okay.
Usually, a craving is a lack of a vitamin or mineral, and you can find those in fruits and veggies.
Okay. Yeah.
I know they can get expensive after a while, but you know, buying a bag of apples for the week or oranges or grapes or whatever for the week, you know, that should do it. You know, strawberries.
Strawberries are good.
I'll get those then. Use them as nibblers, you know.
Yeah.
Something to, you know, instead of grabbing that chocolate bar or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of using salt on your food, use sea salt if you can. Unless you have a thyroid problem, then you need the iodine.
I like using Himalayan salt.
Never heard of that. But yeah, if you get your diet back in balance, your gifts will start working for you.
Alright, I'll do that. How am I ever going to get used to coffee without sugar now? It's
Well,
coffee.
if you're not a diabetic, just you know, put your normal amount of sweetener or whatever it is you're using, and then put less and less and less.
Okay.
Or
Definitely.
you could, yeah, because that's what I did. I just slowly weaned myself off it. It's like any other, you know, addiction, as it were.
Okay.
But my smoking is not addictive. Mine's more to do with stress and living habits
Yeah.
and oral fixation because I can't afford to get fruit. So I either drink a lot of coffee or smoke a lot. But those are my two last so-called addictions. It has to do with frustration more than anything else.
Yeah. Life can be like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it can be. If I thought I could smudge the whole apartment complex, I'd do it.
May I say something?
Hidden said, I'm sweet enough, I don't need sugar. Yeah, we know, Hidden. Hey, Cheryl. You coming in?
Maybe I can get some tips from Hidden. Hidden, how on earth do you drink black coffee? Because I've tried it and I can't do it.
I don't know if she can hear us. Oops.
Well, I can hear project, but I can't hear hidden.
No, I mean they're not in the chat yet that I'm aware of.
Oh, okay.
Because there's like a 30-second, 45-second delay.
I see. I hear sirens.
Yeah, my mic is really good, isn't it?
They sound just like the ones here in Canada. Is it a
Sometimes
fire?
we get, yeah, there is. Sometimes we get a couple in here that actually sound like they came from the UK, which is weird.
Wow.
Okay, Cheryl. Which one's James? Yeah, it started out as a U.F.O experience in sightings chat, but it's turning out to be just a random slew of things.
Shadow, I think I see interdimensional beings in your room right there.
It might be. I have no doubt.
I see shadows. They've got strange movements to them.
It could be, but nothing ever shows up on my EMF meter.
Oh, have you got one right there with you?
It's put away right now.
Okay.
Actually, I have two, and I have two ghost pads.
But then they can be picking up on anything, right? Household appliances or anything like that.
Oh yeah, but you can do a ambient check of your house or wherever you're at. That's easy enough to do. You usually do that before you start your investigation, so you can figure out the numbers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So,
it's really
go ahead.
yeah, it's really funny when kids start playing around with it. I was living with some friends and their kids when I was in Springtown, Texas last year, and you can also use baby monitors, by the way, to get feedback and stuff. And we were going through the house asking questions and this and that, and we heard the people down the road because that box was, you know, strong in its use. It could pick up a lot of things, and we picked up the baby monitor down the road, and I'm trying to convince them, no, that's not, you know, spirits. That's people down the road. Because they
Oh,
heard whole conversations, a baby crying, dogs barking. I mean, that's people down the road, kid.
well, that's the thing. Like when you try to record this phenomena, it picks up everything. How do you know it's not people on the road talking, right?
Well, if you ask specific questions and you get a response not too long after, like I usually wait about 5-10 seconds,
Oh.
and you know if it kind of matches up to what you're asking, it's usually people on another frequency and not down the road.
Yeah.
A lot of it, you know, like with what other people do, a lot of it just seems to be a coincidence, and it could be just that, but I don't believe in coincidence. I guess that in itself is also interpretive.
I see.
That's why I like using things like the EMF meters and the ghost pads and stuff like that there. Because it's not obtrusive and it doesn't get into your head.
But then, when you're picking up on these things with your mind alone, how do you gather concrete evidence to show others, right? That's what I'm interested in.
If you're only picking up through your mind, there really isn't much you can do for concrete evidence. That's one of the reasons why I started using equipment and stuff. But even
Yeah.
then, somebody can interpret it as a farce or something like that. But that's all on them, you know. The best you could do for evidence, if it's going through your mind only, is to, document time and date and where it happened and what you heard and so on. And all you could do is log it down. That's the best anybody could do.
Hi, Hidden.
Hello.
We're not ignoring you.
No, I'm doing multiple things right now.
But, yeah, Project, I was gonna tell you something about one of my hypnosis experiences.
Well, go
It,
for it.
it was a while ago, a couple of years ago. I seemed to start channeling information, and I've never done that before in my life. It was very confusing for me. Um, and this friend that put me in hypnosis became very startled as well because what happened was I got him to write down a series of numbers and words that I saw in my head, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I did the same, and then I told him, okay, bring me out of this hypnosis state, and he did. And then the next day, I just, by fluke, happened to look up the numbers and words in the telephone book, and it ended up being an address and the initial of someone's surname in that very telephone book. And I had the guy who hypnotized me, I had him verify it, and that was the first confirmed psychic experience through hypnosis that I had, and now I didn't know what to do with that information. Was I supposed to contact this person in the telephone book or what? But I didn't do anything because I didn't know what to do. So I
Well,
saw.
logging. Mm-hmm. Go
Pardon?
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What I saw was a series of numbers, a street name, and the initial of someone's name in my head. And I found it the very next day in the telephone directory. And that was that because I didn't know what else to do.
Just thought I'd let you know.
Yeah?
Tony's now coming.
Who the fuck's Tony?
Tammy's cousin.
Oh, okay.
Oh, where's laptop's at?
Oh,
So, yeah, it was my first confirmed channeling event. But what do you do with that, right? Why do you get information like that, and what does it mean?
Well, was this recent?
No, it was years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy could possibly have been what people call soulmates, and that they're just letting you know that he's close by. Do you still have the information?
Yeah, I do, but I don't know what to do with it. I mean, I don't have it. I have it stored away in an old computer somewhere.
Well, it's up to you on what you want to do with it. But if it was confirmed, maybe that was all that was needed to be confirmed.
Well, I kept hearing and seeing the word help before I got that address in my head,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, what? what am I supposed to do with this? Okay, so I'm hearing this voice in my head asking for help. What do I do?
Hmm.
And you know what? I've really studied this subject in depth over my 34 years, and I think sometimes if you do happen to tap into entities, they fool around with you as well, and they play on your emotions. So
Some,
I went in with that angle too when this happened to me. Like, you sometimes end up on a wild goose chase, and it's just them playing games with you.
yeah, that can happen too. I've seen that happen with a lot of people. But if you got confirmation, then that's all that's really needed. After that, it's up to you.
Yeah, but I didn't know what to do with that information. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, most people don't. I mean, if you weren't, uh, what's that word I'm looking for? No, I lost my train of thought.
Okay.
Adventurous. That's the word I'm looking for. Some people just aren't adventurous enough to go out and go check up on that in the physical sense. And it probably just didn't hit you to do that.
But then it's this is such a sensitive subject. The person could end up calling the police on me,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah. A lot of things could happen. Yeah, but it just sounds like your first experiment with all this, and just take it as a confirmation which it is, and just tell yourself, well, it's real, and go forward with that. You don't have to actually meet anybody if you don't want to.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right. It's confusing because your rational mind tries to rationalize it at the same time, and there's just some things that remain unexplained no matter what.
Well, if it's confirmed, then it's not unexplained anymore. I mean, for all you know, the guy was picking you up.
Possible.
Because if everybody is one and everybody's connected, then your frequencies could have met and said, "Hey, how you doing?" Stuff like that. There,
Yeah.
that one's just person to person, not spirit to person. There really isn't that much difference, though.
Yeah.
Go ahead and you're just listening in on us.
Yeah, pretty much.
You got nothing to add to that?
Uh, not really. I don't know. So I'm still learning at a lot of this stuff. So
Mm. For me, I just take it to the next level. Nothing's stopping me.
yeah, well, that's done. Well, I don't know. I find when it comes to what your original topic was, we're talking about the alien species and stuff like that, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything that we know, um, I don't want to say it's a lie or whatever, but it's all covered up. We don't know the truth, and we're We're trying to find out the truth. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that in every aspect when it comes to the government. It doesn't matter what it is. It's always lies and cover-ups and bullshit. And it doesn't have to be, but it is.
Well, you can't control somebody unless you lie to them first.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. It's I find it's annoying after a while.
Say that again?
So I find it's annoying after a while. You just want to know the truth on something and you just can't seem to get it.
Well, that in itself is interpreted too. I mean, if the government actually came out and said, yeah, there's UFOs out there and there's aliens out there and they've been visiting us for eons, you would then have to ask, why are they putting this information out now after all this denial and all this time?
Well, see, that's the funny thing. We're so used to them denying everything. I don't think there'd be as much as a what's the word I'm thinking of? I think people these days would be a bit more understanding. Well, yeah, they'd be mad about the government hiding everything, but they're so used to the government hides everything to begin with. So, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I don't think it's going to cause any mass hysteria or anything like that.
I don't think it will either.
Pardon?
I think they'll just be a sigh of relief along with the anger of them lying. Because then people will say, hey, I'm not crazy.
There's
It's not all in my head.
there's so much stuff like that. It's like me, I closely follow stuff like Fukushima and stuff like that. And even then, there's so much lies when it comes to that. It's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
What did you say? You follow Fukushima?
Fukushima,
What's that?
a nuclear reactor that had 4 full meltdowns and meltouts 4 years ago, with 1 hydrogen explosion and 1 full nuclear explosion. The nuclear explosion was reactor 3, and to this day, it's still hemorrhaging out hundreds and hundreds of tons of heavily radioactive water to the Pacific every day. But you'll never hear it on the news. You'll never see it in the papers. You'll never hear about it anywhere because it's all covered up. And it's all around us. You got all these mammals dying in the ocean. It's incredible what's going on, and it's all covered up. So that's just one example out of many, right?
Right.
I mean, if you ever want to prove it to yourself, take a look at our new drinking water standards. You're going to find in the Ontario drinking water standards, you're going to find strontium, cesium, radioactive iodine, and there's another element, all caused from nuclear reactor meltdown, and it's now all in our drinking water standards. It never used to be there.
Yeah, a lot of things changed with that. Same with the chemtrailing.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, fun. So, like I said, I know it's hard. It's hard to get the truth these days about anything. It's pretty bad.
Yeah. That's why I say it's better to be your own disclosure project than to deal with someone that, the government's disclosure project. Because they're never going to say anything. Not in our lifetime.
No, well, that's it, and that's the sad part.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, when it comes to stuff like Fukushima, right? By the time they admit the truth, we're all going to be dead.
Or close to it.
Yeah, oh, that's it. There's no way to stop that. We do not have any man-made technology that can stop that. And then they.
Oh, we do, but that's underground with everything else.
I'd like to think there is. Maybe there is, and I don't know, but it'd be nice.
It would be, yeah.
What the hell am I in here right now? Okay. No, it's What the hell am I reading? Oh no. Don't mind me, I'm multitasking at the same time here. That is... okay. Yeah, I'm trying to work on an operating system that is in another language.
In another language.
Yes, in another language. It's fun.
No, I'm surprised more people haven't shown up. I
Yeah.
put the link on like a dozen
Well,
or two
the
for
thing is, like,
groups and stuff.
if you're gonna do a schedule, if you're gonna do a scheduled event there, like of course you make it ahead of time, then you get it advertised out. Then you get more people seeing it as they come and go. And the other thing too, during the day, it's harder to get a good audience in because depending on where you live, like where the bulk of the audience comes from, a lot of people work like this time of day.
Yeah, I can't do it at night. And I noticed that Rusty wasn't doing anything today. And I didn't want to step on anybody's toes either.
Yeah,
I'm trying to show
Rusty
some
doesn't get
respect
a big,
here.
like Rusty doesn't get a big crowd in there either.
No, but he's got a good following though.
Yeah, well, it took him a while to get that though. He's been doing that for a little while now.
Yeah.
Like he
I mean,
didn't.
I
Like,
just noticed him about a month ago.
well, when he started up, he had about 3 people in there with him, 4 people. Like I was one of them there. So, I mean, uh-oh. Okay, girls. I can hear one of them getting ready to bark. My dogs. My dogs. Okay. What have I got here? I really gotta learn French.
I tried French in high school. Didn't work.
Well, I live in a French community. My wife is French. Everyone I work around is French. You think I'd know it?
Maybe you're not meant to know it. Either that or the little door hasn't opened yet.
Well, when I was a kid, I was bilingual. But figuring I lived in the other side of Ontario, I figured I'd never need it. So, being a kid and being kind of ignorant about it, I lost it.
Your little door closed on you.
Yeah.
Well, you know what they say, if you don't use it, you'll lose it.
Yeah, that's it. Now I hear it all the time there, and most of it goes over my head. I know enough to know when I'm in trouble, though. And that's why when I bought a house, I made sure to have a garage. Gotta have somewhere to hide. Nah, she's a sweetheart. Oh, that's a lot.
Keep hitting the wrong button.
But, oh, good. That's finally working.
Yeah, I did try to do, a scheduled event, but things weren't working then either. I actually scheduled it like an hour before.
Okay.
That way I'd have time to put up all those links and this and that, but everything just got, all of a sudden my computer started running slow and stuff.
See, no, what I was going to say, if you were to do a scheduled event, you'd let either Simon James, well, there's Dom and Kevin, but they're busy, so we do it. You can either let Simon James, Rusty, or I know. I'm not too sure of the formalities. I'll explain that in a sec. But then we can like advertise you through the pages there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So
I think she left.
yes. Yeah, she's taking a break. She might be back later. Okay. Oh yeah.
KJ.
Alright. Yeah. No, I remember years ago. I know this is off topic. I was predicting stuff when it came to the Fukushima there, and everybody thought I was a nut job. They just announced it. Everything I said. They announced on the kind of announced on the news. Kind of.
Yeah, they announced just enough to say they said something and then just drop it.
Yeah. I was saying years ago on the coastline of BC, it was all full of radiation from Fukushima. 4 years ago I was saying that just after it hit. And I was reading articles about it and I was telling everyone. And just about a month ago they finally came out and said, "Oh, there is some. Not enough to worry about, but there's some." But now we're allowed to drink strontium and tritium and all that stuff. All that wonderful stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna make the pharmaceutical companies a lot of money.
Oh, tons. 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 But it's funny. They're like, as just before the explosions happened, and just after the meltdown happened over there were sightings of UFOs around the plant. I don't know if they were true or not,
Oh,
but yeah, there were sightings around the plant. Seems like whenever there's something major happens, you always see UFOs just before.
yeah, I think sometimes they just play witness. I mean, if they have time travel capability, then I think sometimes they just play witness. I don't think they have any part of it.
No, no, not to say it's part of it, but just to say you see them there
Yeah.
around the time when it happens. Like you said, they're witnessing or something.
Mm-hmm.
Some there,
I
there
mean,
were
if
some
I,
there were some people actually suggesting they helped stop one of the nuclear explosions there or something.
they probably did. This rumor stating that they're not going to let us blow ourselves up in that capacity.
Well, we've done that. It's still going on.
Mm. I'm not saying all of them.
Uh,
You got your good guys and your bad guys, just like you do here.
oh yeah, of course, of course. Oh, hi, Misty. A cat. Meow. Meow. What do you want, buddy? What do you want, buddy? Yeah, but I there's a few things I'd like to know when it comes to that, like when it comes to NASA and space and all this other stuff. Like you read about the moon and all this, like there might be bases on the moon and stuff like that. Like one would think a lot of it sounds crazy, but how do we know what's true and what's not? We don't. We go by what they show us, right?
Yeah, I did. I was working with a healing circle last year, and we did some work when it came to the moon. And there seems to be an alien like satellite technology there. They seem to have some equipment left over,
Yeah.
or that they may still be using it. But it's on the dark side of the moon.
Oh, okay.
That's why nobody can see it.
What about Mars? Is there anything up
Um,
there?
they say there is, but I haven't done any, healing in that sector or remote viewing. But if anything, they're underground. If you
Yeah.
if you look up, if you're into reincarnation and stuff, look up Bariska on Project Camelot.
Okay.
And there's a few other people that that seem to have been there. Most of that stuff is on Project Camelot. You might want to check that place out.
Okay, I'll check that out after. I mean, like, you listen to a lot of it, doesn't make some of what they do doesn't make sense. Or like, I'm still trying to figure out like they want to ship people to Mars to colonize on Mars, right?
Yeah, there's already people there colonized there, so
Oh, is there? I'm just trying to visualize how that would work.
well, most of it's on the ground.
Yeah, just because just to get there, the radiation fields in space there are more than enough to penetrate the shuttles they use, than affect the people inside.
Project Camelot also has a few interviews about what's called the jump room,
Okay.
so you might want to look that up too.
Oh, that's in there as well.
Yeah.
Well,
Basically, is what you do is you go through a thing that looks like an elevator. It closes. You wait 5 seconds. The other side opens, and you're on Mars.
oh, okay.
Oh, I'd love to get. Crap, go bye bye. Yeah, just type up Project Camelot, and you get
Yeah,
all that stuff there.
it's loading. The page is a little slow there, but it's loading.
I'll be right back. I have to do something.
Yeah,
Won't be
sure,
5 minutes.
sure.
Okay. You there? Okay. He's moving.
Oh, hi. I had the chat window open there, the chat room there.
Yeah.
So I heard you, but I didn't see you there. That looks to be quite the interesting site, though.
Say that again?
That looks to be quite the interesting site.
Yeah, they got everything from UFOs to government conspiracies.
Nice.
They used to they used to interview nothing but whistleblowers. Most of them have been either killed or just naturally died off by now because
Or hiding in Russia.
Huh?
Or hiding in Russia.
With Assange?
Yes. That's one person that should be allowed back home, as far as I'm concerned.
Right?
Well, he didn't do anything but say the truth.
Yeah, well, the truth can kill. Might hurt people. That I don't believe. Of course, it all has to do with the military, so if you say anything about the military, you're unpatriotic.
It's okay.
Which
It's
is
okay for them to be dishonest with you, but the second you try to turn it against them, you're unpatriotic towards your country.
right. Talk about mind control.
Yeah, that's a nice way of looking at things, isn't it? I mean,
I never could. I don't support that at all. Yeah, the best way to make things happen in this country is to blow the whistle. I mean, that's what Kennedy said.
well, that's the way it's always been. It's always been a part of your free speech, right? And all that other, you know.
That's right.
But now it's not. Everything's a big secret.
Yeah.
Well, look at. I'll revert back to Japan for a second. Just after Fukushima melted down, at the very beginning, the truth was coming out, and they didn't like that. And a lot of people, I've had people debate me, call me a liar, but all you got to do is look at your Freedom of Information Act. It's all there. But not much longer after that, right? They passed a secrecy law. If someone's even caught talking about it, I think it's like 10 years in jail or something.
That's just wrong.
Yeah. And they're still hosting the Olympics there.
Serious?
2020. The Olympics in Tokyo. And Tokyo is just as contaminated as Fukushima. That's part of the to me, I think that's part of the reason of the secrecy law. The other part, of course, it's Fukushima, but yeah, they're hosting the Olympics there.
Oh my God, there's going to be like couple 100,000 people there. That's a lot of money for the farmers.
It's right smack dab in Radiation Central.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Population control at its finest.
Well, pretty much, yeah.
Well, sure.
Pretty much, yeah. I've been actually hearing a lot about that lately, and I've got 101 different questions when it comes to stuff like that. Like the New World Order and all that other stuff. Like, I don't know what's true and what's not. Like, I suppose I know more about what I follow about because I follow it so closely, but when you're not following something as closely, it's hard to find out what the truth is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's so many ideas and where it all started, how it all started, who's really in control. It's hard to keep up with that stuff after a while. It's like it came to a point with me where I just said, okay, they're trying their damnedest to control us. I don't care who it is.
Yeah. Like no one country is better than the other when it comes to that because they're all involved in it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what the UN is all about.
Yeah. Like, I'm still reading this and that and the other, trying to sort the truth from the BS on it there. It's one thing I find, for every nugget of truth you find, there's about 40 nuggets of BS.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And you're going to be called a troll and a shill the whole way through if you try to voice your opinion about it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how many times I've been called that.
Yeah. Well, I stopped following that kind of stuff. That is, I will follow it, but I won't post my opinion on it because to me it just doesn't matter anymore. I'll say something once in a while, but if it's going to get to a point where all you're going to do is get shit upon, then what good is it? Because they'll turn around and slander the hell out of you if you say anything.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to change me on the inside and work with what I got to work for what I have to do in my life. That's why I do the paranormal stuff. That's why I do the UFO stuff. That's why I'm comfortable. I already know about the old stuff, The old stuff is the new stuff when it comes to the NWO. It's just done on a faster pace because now we got TV, radio, and the internet.
Well, that's true. Now that we got these new means of media, things spread around a lot faster than they used to. Things aren't so easily covered up as they used to be.
Right?
That's the good thing about it, though.
Yep, because everybody's saying, "Oh, the internet's the devil." Oh my God, no! You can use the internet any way you want. You can either find truth or find porn. It's all up to you.
Yeah, that's true. Find the truth or find porn. Yeah. Wait. Oh.
Or you can create both.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Hey, Mystic is on. Hi, Mystic.
Hi, Amber.
You're forgetting Amber.
Well, I'm like that with a lot of people. I know a lot of people's real names, but when you're so used to calling someone by their username there, you always forget.
Yeah. But yeah, everything's so mixed together.
Yeah.
It's not even funny. I mean, I have a book here. Hold on, I'll go get it.
Okay. Hi, Amber.
Oh, crap. I have a book here called, I don't know if you can read it.
Life.
ESP and Life and Lab.
Okay.
This was done in like copyright 1967, the year I was born. I have yet to read it, and if people want, like Coot, he's always asking questions and stuff. You should try to find that book because that's a part of it. And if they can do lab tests and stuff like that there, then he should look that up.
Yeah.
This is one of the ways I can say, hey, if they can come out with books like this and talk about it on mainstream, then of course it's real. I mean, not all the shows are real. I know that most of the shows are bogus, and I know mainstream news always says, oh, it's all in your head, but you could always find a way to get your answers.
Yeah, well, that's it. Especially now with modern media there, like the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Like me, I don't watch news. I don't bother watching pretty much anything on the news there.
Oh, the last thing I saw on the news was Sandy Hook. I had enough of that. I just stopped watching completely.
Yeah. No,
One of the things I noticed about Sandy Hook, one of the things I noticed about Sandy Hook is that it was here in Connecticut, and that's where I live. And if you take a look at some of the scenes that are in there, it was 32 degrees that day
okay.
in that area. Now, if you look, 90% of the people out there, outside the school, running around, don't have coats on. And it's not because, Connecticut folk are used to cold weather.
Yeah.
There's even a couple of people out there with shorts on. And it's not because they're from Texas.
So they're pre-done elsewhere? Or? Well, I never fully... Yeah. I've heard a lot about it, I don't want to... I hate these the word conspiracy, but you know what I mean? I've heard a lot about it, but I don't know enough about it to... how do I say that? To fully understand it. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
It's one of those things where I did follow the news a bit, and of course you can only believe so much in the news. So.
Yeah. Well, there was also a site up the day before Sandy Hook happened, looking for donations for the families that were involved.
Okay.
So that right there was a red flag.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So, unless somebody's, totally psychic into the future, then, and knew for sure that this event was going to happen, then something's up.
Yeah. Oh. Really? Okay. Yeah, I've seen a lot of videos on that on YouTube and all over the place, and different theories on it, and that was basically what a school shooting, that right? Someone went in and...
Yeah, they couldn't even get the shooter right. Nobody but local news was supposed to talk about it. If anybody put anything up on alternative news, then then you were to be fined and lose your license or whatever.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
Mm-hmm. And that was stated right through the cop that was in charge of all that stated that on live news.
Well, it made it all over it, definitely.
Mm-hmm. But trying to tell somebody something was up was like, oh, those poor kids. Well, a lot of those kids have been spotted elsewhere after the fact. Just like when it came to 9/11, there was a lot of those so-called hijackers that were spotted elsewhere after the fact.
Yeah, they found them all alive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and all these guys that were dead from the airplanes were working their jobs out in Pakistan or wherever else they were from.
Oh, so how in the hell could they have done this event if they were never there?
Yeah, no, I remember reading about that. I always found that kind of fascinating. That the thing that got me out of the whole thing is they're saying the airplanes took the towers down, but there is only one physical way to bring a tower down right on its foundation, flat down. There's only one way to do it, and
controlled demolition.
Exactly, controlled demolition. Any other way, it's impossible, especially for the size of those buildings. Those floors have to be blowing out before the floor on top touches it for it to keep going straight down.
Mm-hmm. Well, what I found fascinating is when the first tower started going down, or was it the second? I don't remember which one. It started going at the top, started going on an angle, and then somehow straightened up a little. And yet, at the same time, didn't destroy anything much else. There should have been a lot of damage from the top of the tower.
Yeah, Well, see, the other thing too, when it comes to that, I've actually watched. There's been, was it the Empire State Building had a bomber fly into it and burn up? It didn't collapse down. There is
Nope,
a
it didn't.
there's a place out in. I can't give names on this one because I'm not sure. It's out in Asia somewhere, Middle Eastern area or wherever, some down there. Like a 20-story building. The top floors were on fire for over 24 hours. Over
Yeah, I remember
24
that.
hours. They lost the first 10 floors on top, but the building's still there to this day.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they chopped it off and put a new roof on it and rebuilt the rest of it.
Right.
So
I remember
if you
that.
actually watch those planes hit the towers, the bulk of the fuel explodes out
Mm-hmm.
and vaporizes right then and there.
Yeah, it does.
So beyond what I can see, I mean, the rest is all speculation because they'll never say the truth on it.
Oh no, mainstream won't say it. They got too much to lose.
Yeah, and that's what started the Anti-Terrorism Act.
Yeah, actually, that was written before that.
Yeah, but what I found
Because-
interesting, the one who just finished leasing out those buildings did something a month before nobody else has ever done. He put anti-terrorism insurance on those two buildings, or on that complex.
Goldstein?
Sorry. Yeah, Goldstein. And of course, he's good friends with Bush.
Mm-hmm.
He's some kind of real estate tycoon, him, eh? The Goldstein there. But he put anti-terrorism insurance on the buildings just before it happened. And no one's ever done that before, those.
Well, somebody knows something, don't they?
Oh, of course they did. And Bush's, was it his nephew? Was a head of security for the Twin Towers or something like that?
Yeah, nephew or brother, I don't remember.
Yeah. I don't know, just all a little too convenient for me. What do I know? I'm just some Canadian, right?
Well, there's been a lot of countries out there are screaming at this country to let out the truth about 9/11. It's
Yeah.
probably one of the reasons why we're still in the middle of all these wars, because those countries are, sick and tired of it all.
Well, the one I find interesting is the one from Canada here, where you had that crazy guy going into the Parliament building with a gun to shoot people up, and he killed that officer. Right?
Right.
I
I
was
think I remember something like that.
I was watching some video footage on it when they're giving the officer chest compressions to bring him back to life. The guy giving the chest compressions, if you actually watch, his hands are beside the body, and the soldier's arms are on top of him like they're crossed over. Now, how is he giving him chest compressions?
Oh, God.
Seriously, watch the video. You'll see it. The guy doing it, he's beside him. He's not on his chest. He's beside him.
Oh, I believe it.
And you see the soldier's arms are right up on his chest.
Mm.
So, oh yeah. So I don't even know what to make of that one. Like, I can't say Canada, our government's any more dishonest or any more honest than the States is. They all work together. So
Yeah. Well, it's just like with Area 51. Half the stuff we see out there is back engineered by them. They love confusing people. They really do. Truthfully, I don't see the point in it, other than control. And it's like, well, there's only so much of that you can do. And I think they really are probably waiting on martial law for that.
yeah.
Because in some states, it's actually illegal to report a UFO sighting.
Oh yeah.
Here in Connecticut, it is.
Interesting.
Yet there's tons of them. I mean, there hasn't been one person in my circle here that I didn't hear a UFO story from.
It's funny, down here, I've never seen them. I've never, ever seen them.
I've seen them so close you could practically touch them. No
Yeah.
further than 100 yards.
I'm
I
just
mean, there was
wondering-
a couple.
I'm just wondering if it's more location that they're into instead of just going to some random spot. You know?
I guess I think it has to do with location as well, but I think it has to do with the people in the location,
Yeah.
because you can get abductions in remote places like where I was, Springtown, Texas. I saw a lot of UFOs there, and after that I moved to Dallas, and I saw a lot of UFOs there.
Yeah.
So I guess it depends on who's in the location.
Yeah, I suppose. Like I said, I've never heard of anything up here when it comes to UFOs. The closest thing I heard was it briefly kind of made the news, but it was covered up just as quick. When the UFO crashed in Winnipeg there into the ice in the lake there.
Yeah, when was that?
That was this winter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was actually just before spring. And it was right by an Indian reservation there. They blocked off the reservation. Nobody was allowed in or out. They had full martial law over there. And I'm surprised the Indians down there, you don't want to piss them. They're nice people. You don't want to piss them off, though.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm surprised they were even able to do that. They went in,
Well,
as soon as
anything
it
can-
happened, the army went in, no fucking around. They quarantined the whole area off. Whatever
Well,
was
anything
there.
can be done at gunpoint.
What's that?
Anything can be done at gunpoint. Sounds like
Yeah,
Vicksburg.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. And I just found it
But if
very
it's close by
interesting.
to you, if it's close by to you and it's Indian reservation or something like that, you could probably go down there and get, talk to the Indians outright
Yeah,
and
well,
get
for
their
me,
side of the story.
it's not close to me. It's on the other side of. I wouldn't say the other side. It's on the other side of Canada from me. I know a few users from that area there, but yeah, I live near Ottawa, so nation's capital.
I don't know nothing about Canada. I just know I got a dozen friends up there.
Nah,
That's the way it usually works.
well, yes, of course. And where are you from, anyways?
Originally Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
Right now I'm in Connecticut till I get some money up and probably do more traveling.
Oh, nice.
Because that's where I got most of my videos from. I mean, if you check my videos, I got like about 6 or 7, maybe 8 different areas in like 3 or 4 different states.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll check. Like everything else, I'll check them out after there.
Yeah, but that's where I started most of my work. It was in Austin, Texas, about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But I didn't start YouTubing until I had my first site in 2007. I didn't start doing YouTube until like 2010 because I didn't have the means to do the YouTube thing. Otherwise, there would have been a lot more out there.
Yeah.
And it's a nasty habit, and I think it's a good habit. But I tend to debunk some of the stuff I find. So at least I'm an honest investigator.
Well, that's the thing. It's one of those, like the more information, honest information out there, the better. It's for people willing to learn. Like the paranormal. Well, really, it is part of the paranormal community. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
In another
it is.
section of it, there's just not enough information out there. So for any one person to add more information into the library, it's always a great thing.
Yep.
And me, like when me, I'm still learning on all this. I'm no expert on anything. I got into the paranormal community just over a year ago. There's actually a big group of us that actually came in at the same time. So.
But that's cool.
Oh yeah, I like it. It's a good community. There's a lot of learning. Meet some cool people here, right, Amber?
Oh yeah, I met some cool people myself. Yeah. My problem is I just don't have the equipment.
Yeah.
Look at my shit. Yeah, it gets expensive after a while.
Yeah, it does. It does. Like I'm starting to build my own equipment there, and you build it yourself. It's a lot cheaper, but it's still expensive enough to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Like the one thing I'm building right now, including the box, I've spent $170. Mind you, the one selling it sells for about $800, but $170 is still a lot of money when you don't have it.
Yeah, it all adds up. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I got like 2 or 3 cameras, but they're all dying out on me.
Yeah. I don't even have a camera. Yeah, I don't even have a camera or a cell phone. I've never got a cell phone yet.
That's kind of a good thing.
You know, it is. It's kind of a pain because I can't do any live feeds because I need my cell phone number to verify.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I wanted to do a live feed and I was setting it up. It's asking me for my cell phone number.
Oh. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I don't have a cell phone, so.
Well, I think now, well, when did you start doing that part? Because now they'll take your home phone number for YouTube anyways.
Do I really want to give them my home number?
Well, so far I've been lucky. I haven't been getting any phone calls from them, so.
Yeah, because some of that's for advertising and that too, eh? So.
Yeah. Yeah, but I've been lucky so far. Any advertising calls haven't come from them. It's mainly, debt collectors.
Man, those guys are no fun. Those guys can't take a joke, them.
I usually just say, no, I haven't gotten your bill yet. But why do I have to pay it to you again? How much did you pay for my credit information? If I owe you anything, I only owe you that much. Because they're the ones that take out in the contract. It's not anybody's responsibility after that when you think about it. Because nobody told them to pay for it.
No.
So, I mean, well, you owe us this money. Well, how much did you pay for my contract? $50? Well, then I'll send you $50.
I remember years back there. I don't know. I had a small amount of my credit card or something. I just didn't bother paying on time. Whatever. I'll do it later. Not a big deal. Anyways, the credit, they call up and the guy starts hounding me for money. And I told him, I'll put it on whenever I do. It's not a big deal. And he's still hounding me. I says, do you realize something? I said, instead of hounding me, he said, you should be thanking me. And he's like, well, why is that? Because if people like me paid their bills on time, you wouldn't have a job. So basically, I'm supplying you with a job, so you should be thanking me. He hung up on me.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah. Well, it's true, though.
Yeah, it is. If it weren't for that, there wouldn't be jobs for them.
So I put that $50 or $100 was on the card, and that was that. But I'll still remember that. He went from being a miserable son of a bitch to shutting up in no time flat and hanging up on me.
I like that.
Yeah. I just thought that was pretty epic, that. Okay, that's empty. I'm still pulling files off this laptop. That's in another language. Now, where the hell was
I got 6 people watching. I'm surprised people from my the forum I'm on haven't showed up, except for I Hate Alien. He's probably gone.
Yeah. Well, I find if you put your advertising out days ahead, like I don't know how you were in the forum, but I know on YouTube, if you put your advertising out like a bit of time ahead there, then the people that are into say videos like this, they if they can make, you know what I mean, make their time to get out.
Yeah. Well, this was my first shot. I did do it an hour ahead for the forum members and for the group members and stuff,
Yeah.
and like a dozen other groups that I'm in.
Yeah.
But like I said, things got slow, and I also ended up calling UPS because they got my damn address wrong on 3 packages. I mean, I went through UPS to get everything settled on their site because you can get everything texted in and this and that. They're not even using that. So I had to deal with them.
Yeah. Well, you thing you gotta figure.
I also have to figure out everybody's schedule. 'Cause like I said, I don't like stepping on toes.
Yeah. Well, I gotta say, you know, the thing is, it's your first time doing it. I mean, you've got 6, 7 people in here. You're not doing bad for your first time.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Amber in here. See what she says.
Amber reminds me of my daughter. They both have the same mannerisms.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know who else is watching, but there's other people watching too.
She said no.
Yeah, no, I don't want to come in. Oh, yeah.
It's all good, Amber. You don't have to.
I know, I just like bugging her. I wouldn't be me if I didn't bug her a little bit. It's like my daughter, she's living in Ottawa there. There's the big laboratories they have down there. And they got them by where she used to live, and it's all very top secret there. And it's all
Oh God.
And it's all gated in like a jail. And they got buildings inside the compound that have their own fences around them. It's like a jail in there.
It's all compartmentalized.
Yeah, and it's all wired up like a prison.
Damn.
All cambered up, wired up. And if you walk around there at night, apparently my daughter is saying you can hear strange sounds coming from the building, like in the basement area.
Oh Lord. Sounds like human experimentation.
Well, that's what she was telling me. That's what it sounded like. It's very
Oh yeah, we have a place called Connecticut Valley Hospital about a mile down the road from us. You could see it, you know, you could possibly see it from my back window from a different part of the building. And sometimes military helicopters land there.
Oh, nice.
I've spotted a few going over my apartment complex here with no call letters. I always thought military choppers had call letters on the bottom or something like that.
Yeah. Well, not too far away from there, I guess they're building a new spy agency in Ottawa too.
Oh,
And the hell we need one of those for down here is beyond me.
One more couldn't hurt.
No, one more couldn't hurt. Yeah. Well,
They're building jobs.
It's
Just remember, people, what goes around comes around.
Yeah. What do you want, sweetie? What do you want, sweetie? No, you don't go under there, sweetie. My puppy. She likes to go underneath my computer desk, and then she starts wagging her tail and ripping up the wires under there. Yeah. There you go. She's gone.
The best I could do is a mouse.
What's that?
Best I could do for an animal is a mouse
Well, I've got
or bird.
2 black labs and a cat, so I got a full house here.
Playing drums and listening.
When we got our second black lab, I kind of reminded us how hyper they are as pups. I kind of forgot that one.
Well, we used to have all kinds of cats in Austin. They adopted us. By the time all was said and done, we had like about 3 dozen kittens running around.
Yeah. Well, we were up to 3 cats here. Like, mind you, we've had these cats for ages. I had to put 2 of them down last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this one here is the oldest one, and the one we thought would have been killed the first, and he's the one that's still alive.
That's the way it usually goes.
Yeah. Because like he's taking out all the wildlife in this area. All the small wildlife there. Like, I remember when I first bought this house, when we were doing renovations, I'd sit on the back deck to take a break, and you'd have chipmunks that would come right up to you. Stuff like that. As soon as I brought the cats over, that all disappeared.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I take it they like chipmunks. I love chipmunks.
Oh, yeah. They love everything.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah. Playing drums and listening. Oh, okay.
Oh, good. Okay. Sarah's in my circle now.
Well, speaking of which, what do you
I'll have
want?
to go back and put her on.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, girls. No, you're not going in there. Hey, you don't be sneaky, you. Well, I'm gonna have to get going there.
That's okay. I was about to say goodbye myself.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's cool. I got a few things to do for a friend of ours shows up from out of town there tonight. So, be a good girl, you. So, it was good talking to you.
You too.
Huh?
It was awesome. It was a good conversation.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We'll do it again sometime. Hey, baby. Yeah, you're a nut.
Thanks, Amber, for coming by. Hidden, Sarah. Who else was in here?
Shippo was in here. I think he saw.
Shippo. Kathleen.
Said Sarah, Cheryl.
Cheryl, that's right. She was there for a moment.
And I think that's it.
Oh, I hate aliens. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah. How could I forget a name like that?
I know he's interested, but he hates him. Okay. I'll see what I can do for next time.
Okay.
Chat with you guys later.
Yeah, have a good one.
You too.
Yeah.
Bye.